You know what separates a professional-looking laminate floor from, well, a DIY disaster? It's not what you see on top. It's all about what's underneath. So welcome. In this explainer, we're going to break down an expert's guide to laying laminate right over plywood so you can get that absolutely flawless finish. And let's start with this piece of wisdom from our source expert, contractor James Miller. He's totally right. Success is all about preparation, and plywood is a fantastic starting point, but only if you know what you're doing. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the unsung hero of your floor, run through a critical pre-flight check, pick out that all-important secret layer, then walk through the installation step by step, and we'll finish up by knowing when it's just plain smart to call for backup. First up, let's talk about what's happening beneath your feet. It is literally the foundation of a great-looking floor, and we're about to see exactly why the pros really prefer working with plywood. This comparison really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Unlike particle board or OSB, that's oriented strand board, which is pretty much wood chips glued together, plywood just has this superior balance of strength and flexibility. I like to think of plywood's layers like a sturdy sandwich, right? While OSB is more like a granola bar. It's just way more likely to swell up with moisture, and that's what leads to those annoying creaks in an uneven floor. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the whole idea. Get the subfloor right, and you're setting yourself up for a beautiful, long-lasting result. Everything else is built on this foundation. Okay, now let's get into what might be the most critical phase of all, the prep work. This is the inspection that separates let's say an okay DIY job from a truly professional quality finish. Before you even think about laying down a single plank, you have to do a really thorough inspection. I mean, walk the entire floor. Feel for any dips, listen for squeaks, look super carefully for any signs of moisture damage or rot. These 4 checks are absolutely 100% non-negotiable. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, starting with the one that trips up most people, flatness. Just how perfect does this thing really need to be? The professional standard is no more than a 1 to 1/8 inch gap under a 6 to 10 foot straight edge. That's tiny. But anything more than that can cause your laminate planks to bounce, separate, or even crack over time. It's a small number, but it's a huge deal. Next up, is your foundation strong enough? The thickness of your plywood subfloor matters a lot. Think of it as the structural backbone for your entire new floor. You're looking for a minimum of 3/4 of an inch. Anything thinner just isn't going to provide that solid, rigid support your new floor needs to last. You'll almost definitely end up with flexing and creaking down the line. And now for the final and maybe the most important pre-check of them all, moisture. It is the #1 enemy of laminate flooring. So what's the safe zone? You've got to grab a moisture meter. You just press its prongs into the plywood and get a reading. That number absolutely must be below 12%. If it's higher, you're risking trapping moisture under your new floor, and that leads to warping, swelling, even mold. Seriously, this step is a deal breaker. So once you have a clean, flat, and dry subfloor, you are ready for the next layer. It's time to choose your underlayment. This is the secret ingredient for comfort, soundproofing, and just the overall longevity of your floor. This table lays out your 3 main options so clearly. If you're on a budget, foam is your all-around value choice. Need quiet? Cork is the champ for soundproofing, perfect for upstairs rooms. And for those high-traffic areas, rubber or felt is going to be your premium, most durable option. But the real key here is in that pro tip column. You always have to account for a moisture barrier. And here is a critical warning. More is not always better. Too much padding, we're talking anything over 3 millimeters thick, or trying to layer different types, can actually cause the laminate joints to flex too much and eventually crack. So just stick to one good layer. All right, with your subfloor prepped and the underlayment chosen, it's time for the main event, the installation. Here's the exact playbook the pros follow to get that flawless finish. We're going to follow this simple 7-step process. It starts way before you even lay a plank and ends with the finishing touches that really make all the difference. Just remember, slow and steady wins the race here. Step 1, and please, whatever you do, do not skip this. Your laminate planks need to just sit in the room where they'll be installed for at least 48 hours. This lets them get used to the temperature and humidity, which is absolutely vital for preventing buckling or gaps later on. And as you're laying that very first row, remember this magic number, 1/4 inch. You have to leave this much of an expansion gap between the flooring and the walls, all the way around the room. This gives the floor some breathing room to naturally expand and contract. I love this tip from our expert. It's such a great way to remember why that tiny gap is so important. The floor actually needs space to shift with the seasons, and this 1/4-inch buffer is what lets it do that without causing a whole bunch of problems. And finally, let's talk about something just as important as knowing how to do the job, knowing when not to. Recognizing when to call a professional is really the sign of a smart homeowner. So if you run into any of these red flags, major moisture damage, a subfloor that's seriously out of whack, or a room with a dozen tricky angles, it's time to just pause. Calling an expert isn't giving up. It's making a smart investment in getting the job done right. So there you have it. You are now equipped to inspect your subfloor, choose the right materials, and follow the installation process just like a pro. The only question left is, are you going to tackle this yourself, or are you making that call for backup? Either way, you're now ready to make the right choice for a beautiful, long-lasting floor.